Well, since I talk too much, I'm just going to open this up and show you the books. Hey there, today I have a CGC unboxing, and in this video I'm going to open up a shipment of 9.8 prescreens that I submitted to CGC, where I had recently acquired some retailer incentives and some other recently released books and wanted to send those off to CGC because I thought that they were 9.8 candidates as is, and wanted to go ahead and use that pre-screen process to go ahead and get these books slabbed. Now, I wanted to point out too that I did recently receive this comment. The comment was left on my CGC unboxing where I had submitted books to the Comic Doctor. I had waited for those books to return to me for over 5 months, and I really felt like I wanted to tell the story of those books, and I wanted to kind of share what I was thinking and maybe some of the emotions or feelings I had around the books. But it's clear that that's really not what everyone's interested in, or at least this one commenter in particular. So I want to get to the unboxing, and I'll just show you the books. I'll keep the commentary to a minimum, but I just wanted to say that I really enjoy talking about comics. When I was a kid, that was part of the fun, was having friends to discuss the hobby with, to talk about collecting, reading stories, trading comics, reading each other's comics, and a lot of that was part of the foundational enjoyment of the hobby. As an adult, a lot of my friends, they are grown-ups, and they like grown-up things like golf and getting drunk. And I like comic books, and one way for me to enjoy the hobby as an adult is meeting people through my channel, through social media, and discussing comics that way, and also by talking into the camera about comics as well, and sharing my thoughts through my channel. But the books are what's important. We need to show the comics, and I want to open this up and show you which books did end up getting a 9.8 pre-screen. My hunch is that I didn't get a perfect submission. I didn't get a full set of 9.8 slabs. And I say that because on my last pre-screen, I looked at kind of the dimensions of this box that was sent by CGC, and it's about the same size. And I think I had 2 rejections. I didn't look at these, so I don't know the grades of these books. I got to get my post-it notes ready and all of that set up so we can do a big grade reveal to see what grade each of these 9.8 pre-screens got. So let me get to that, get this unboxed, and we will take a look at the books, and I will keep my mouth shut. Okay, so I think as predicted, there is a reject. There's a reject. I'm trying to get it out of the box, but I think there's a, well, I don't know. I'll get to it. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of rejects, or one reject in here at least. But I want to just go ahead and start grabbing the slabs in no particular order. These slabs are really tightly packed in this box. All right, here we go. Here is a recent 9.8 pre-screen submission, and the first book we have is Star Wars Dr. Aphra, number 19. And yep, I am covering the grade like a moron because these are all 9.8 pre-screens, and this did, in fact, get a 9.8. This is the Lucasfilm 50th Anniversary Chris Sprouse cover. And I picked up a number of these around the time I was watching The Mandalorian because this is technically bo-katan's first cover appearance. It's not noted on the label that it is bo-katan's first cover appearance. It just says variant cover. It is something that's a little bit annoying, particularly with Star Wars books. CGC, for whatever reason, just won't put Star Wars characters' first cover or first interior appearance unless it's a major character. I think that's just because there's so many Uh-oh, I'm talking again. I better stop. Let's go. Let's move on. This is a big book for me. Hold on one second. Let me see. Just a second. Let me get this out of here. Now, what I'm going to do is pretend that there's somebody else that opens all of my slabs first. I mean, there's no way that I can see the grade. Okay, let's try this again. In 3, 2... All right, the next book. This is X-Force 46. This has an interesting backstory for me. I'm not going to share the story. None of these books were pressed. This book also did not get pressed. Now, when I got this book raw, I didn't really know what grade it was. I thought it was maybe a 9.2. I'm not exactly sure. And I think it's time now to finally see what grade this book got. And it's a 9.8. Unbelievable. There it is. As always, just trying to have a little fun. With a 9.8 pre-screen, there's not a whole lot of hype or drama. This is an absolute gorgeous cover by Jeff DeCall. I love this one. This was one of these books where as soon as I saw it, and how did I see it? I follow a lot of artists on social media. And what these artists will do is once they have completed and submitted their artwork, they will share it out on social media. And soon after, that's when the stores start to reveal the cover for particular incentives or pre-orders. And when I saw this by DeCall, I searched around, couldn't find it, found it available through one store, bought it immediately, was very happy with the results, and even happier now that it's a 9.8. Absolutely stunning X-23 cover, Wolverine cover on X-Force 46. All right, the next one is Red Sonja number 3. If you watched a lot of my recent unboxings, a lot of these books are included, and what I'm trying to do is quickly turn around a lot of the books that I feel are 9.8. I loved this Josh Middleton cover. This is the variant cover T. There's a number of these, and I would say maybe it is cheating a little bit where it's the same figure, but then they'll do like a black and white, or there's a bloody version, there's a full art, there's one with trade, but it's essentially the same image. And on the label, this is labeled as the Virgin cover, but I love Josh Middleton. And for me, also, the Dynamite Entertainment books, the paper, it's very difficult to consistently get 9.8 candidates when you're buying these. I've purchased a number of Dynamite books where they're all like in the 9 to 9.4 range, but when I saw this, I'm like, this is one of those rare occasions where the book looks great as is, no pressing required on this. Red Sonja number 3 from September 2023, getting the 9.8. Gorgeous. Okay, next one is Scarlet Witch number 7. This was a retailer incentive pre-order. This is a 1 in 50, and I bought it because the character on the cover is her first appearance, but also first cover appearance. And with it being a 1 in 50, if it was a character of significance, I thought it would be worth picking up. Again, the label does not denote any sort of first appearance here. But I just thought it was a beautiful color by Megan Hetrick on Scarlet Witch number 7, 1 in 50. Next one, we have, finally, She-Hulk. She-Hulk number 4. Awesome. So, Russell Dodderman variants, I collect these, trying to get as many as I can. There's a new one, Captain Marvel number 5. Be on the lookout for those if you love these covers like I do. It is a 1 in 25 incentive, which it's tough because I wish there was some consistency. Sometimes there's trade, full art, incentive versions. This is just an open order. But I was able to track down a copy of Captain Marvel 5, and it has all of the costume iterations of Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel, and hope to get that in the coming months to add to my Russell Dodderman variant collection. Very cool. All right, and the next one up is another She-Hulk number 4. Very cool. If I remember right, I got both of these from Dark Dominion, and I can't wait to display all of those Dodderman books together. All right, next one we have is Alpha Flight number 1. This was a big book for, I guess, right and wrong reasons. I think that a lot of people are kind of freaking out with this cover by Art Adams because of the character's eyes, and some people really liked the cover and some people were weirded out by it. I liked it because it had a lot of attention drawn to it. This is the Art Adams variant cover of Alpha Flight number 1, this retailer incentive copy, and it was on all the hot lists for a couple of weeks. Of course, now time has passed. We're on to other things like Ultimate Spider-Man, and we've forgotten about these, but I wanted to go ahead and secure it because I was able to find it, and like I said, as soon as I'm finding these now, and if I get them back and I screen them and it looks like a 9.8, I'm sending them off to CGC. I'm not holding on to them anymore, because I do feel like the longer I hold on to these books, the cooler they get. And if I've got them in hand and I think they're a 9.8, I want to get them in the case as fast as possible. All right, I've got 2 more to go here. Next one is All right, Transformers #1. This is the Francis Manipool variant cover. This, I believe, is the 1 in 50 of Transformers #1. Very cool. Autobots, Decepticon logos on the back. I'm a big Transformers fan, and yeah, I thought Manipool just killed it on this one, and really loved picking up this 1 in 50. And again, when I got it, just saw right away this is an absolute 9.8 candidate, and was right on this one. Really happy to get this one back to add to my Transformers collection. And the last slab, and there is a reject in here, but let's look at the last slab. And this is Extreme Venomverse #4. This was probably, along with Alpha Flight #1, it was hot around the same time because of this character, the first manga Venom appearance. Again, there's no... It's funny because there's no designation on the label that this is a character's first appearance, but tracked this book down, and once again, just saw that it was in high grade, 9.8 candidate, and wanted to go ahead and get this in for a pre-screen. This too was a retailer incentive with cover art by Takashi Okazaki. Very nice, very nice. All right, now, so for the rejects, I think I'm counting 9 slabs. So I imagine one book didn't make the cut. I try to send an even number to CGC when I can. I don't know why, maybe it's superstition, but let's see which book didn't make it. And not a big book. This is Venom #4, just a book, again, that I had notated as what I thought to be a 9.8, and wanted to add this maybe next to my ASM 300 or ASM 300 homage covers. For some reason, it didn't make the cut, but with an all-black cover, I was trying to narrow this one down to my best copy, and I just selected wrong on that one. So 9 out of 10 on a 9.8 pre-screen. Hope you enjoyed maybe some of the brevity. I still wanted to talk about each book a little bit. This shipment, I think, is a really good example of my updated process, where I am ordering books, opening them quickly, assessing them, and making the decision quickly on what to do with them. And in the case of these books, the decision was very clear. Send them in for part of the 9.8 pre-screen. All recently released books, all modern books. And I much prefer doing this than having these books sit in my collection as a 9.8, possibly getting dinged, possibly losing value, when if I believe strongly that they are 9.8 candidates, why not go ahead and get them graded? Let me know what you think about these results, or the type of books that I'm grading, or the 9.8 pre-screen process in general. Feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and see you next time.